Now, we have two areas here. I will explain the areas. I will explain how the markings were before and how they are now. Okay? So, area number one is at the U Lounge slash Cayenne Jet, also known as the private airport. On the F.T. Williams Highway near the U Lounge and the junction leading to the Factory Road, designated turning lanes have been installed to facilitate safer turning movements. A similar lane was installed at the intersection leading to the Shadwell Estate. Motorists are advised to use the lanes appropriately and avoid sudden lane changes and overtaking at these junctions. Now, at the U Lounge, if you're traveling from west to east, you were permitted to take a right turn onto the Factory Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there was always provision for that lane to take a right turn onto the Factory Road.
Correct.
However, when traveling from east to west along the F.T. Williams Highway, you were restricted from making a right turn into the U Lounge.
Correct.
You had to go up by the roundabout at Gillard's,
Mm-hmm. Turn
around and come back down to properly enter into the U Lounge. Now, we realized it was a bit of inconvenience for persons. So, the road was extended and properly marked out this time now. We are permitting the two right turns when you're going down to the Factory Road and if you intend to go into the private airport, the U Lounge, Cayenne Jet. Now, in the areas where it is designated for the right turns, the markings were properly done and there are broken lines to indicate when you can enter these lanes to make the right turn. We observe that persons are using these lanes to do overtaking, which is wrong. The lanes are for the right turns. And we also observe that persons are entering the lanes before they are permitted to properly enter the lanes. Persons who are also entering the lanes, they are not indicating as to their intentions when driving. So we want to encourage drivers, even though the lane is there for you, when you're entering the lane, please indicate so other drivers behind can know ahead of time what you intend to do. Okay? You want to explain number two?
Okay. The other area on that highway is the gas station, the Gillard gas station. Right? Before, when you was coming from the Shadwell roundabout direction, you could have made the right into the gas station. Right? That right turn is no longer prohibited. Right? If you want to go into the gas station, you would have to go right around the Taylor's roundabout and come back and enter into that gas station. Right? The reason for that being there's a blind spot when you're coming from the Taylor's roundabout to go to the Shadwell roundabout for the vehicles to indicate that you are entering that roundabout in that area. When you're exiting the gas station now, you can no longer take a left turn. You have to go right.
Right turn. No longer make a right turn.
You got to take a left. When
Right?
you
So you have to take a left when you're exiting to go to the Shadwell area. Right? You no longer can take the right turn to come back to the Taylor's direction. The reason for that is the road there is very narrow. So we try to eliminate the overcrossing of the road. Right? So no longer can you overcross on the other side of the road in that area. You have to go right around the roundabout and come back. Right? That is the Shadwell area.
Yes, and these provisions were made because of an increase in accidents in that area. So where we made provisions for the right turn, is where we observed that there were little to no accidents caused at that junction, whereas we had an increase in accidents there at the Gillard's gas station for persons who are entering and exiting the gas station.
And be mindful that currently there are no signs at the Gillard gas station indicating that, right? The signs will be placed there. The signs will be placed there shortly, right? We're just waiting some signs, but for now we're just educating you guys. Even up by the Shadwell roundabout, there's some construction being done there to be a slip lane, right? Because the lane there between the airport will be removed. So you will no longer be coming from the St. Peter's area and come between the road, between the airport and the empty pasture there. Right? You will have to go right around the roundabout area and enter into the slip lane to come to Bastille direction.
Yes.
Right?
It's just similar to the slip lane at Connery. If you intend to go to Frigate Bay, instead of coming in the lane where you would have been with Bastille, F.T. Williams Highway and those kind of persons waiting, you know, you give you a little leeway where you make that slip lane. Now the reason for the adjustment there also, I don't know when was the last time you drove through that lane, Cupid, but there are signs there on the fencing warning persons that low flying aircrafts. So it's a hazard for motorists in that area, and it's a concern for the persons at SCASPO, because our duty is to ensure safety. So these provisions were made to maintain proper safety for the general public, especially the motorists.
I understand the reason and the change. A lot of people might not understand it for the one day at Gillard's. I mean, at the end of the day, it's easier to just go around the roundabout that's right there to come back and make the left and go in. I understand you're not being able to turn right. Sign needs to go there because I turned right there the other day. But a lot of motorists argue and say at times that there are no signs. And truth be told, if you take them to court and there's no sign, there's a good chance they could, get off. Coming out of AVEC, you guys need to put a sign say no right turn, because I realize there's one across by Washington Archibald High School. So when you come down that road from Taylor's alongside the school, there's no right turn. However, when you come out of AVEC, there's no sign.
Yes.
And what I have observed is persons take the right and come out of that road, and that road is supposed to be
a
constant one way.
Yes.
In a one way at 7 to 7, weekends or anything. So there's no sign there. So you guys really need to think about putting a sign there.
Well, we are currently awaiting some signs at this moment, right? We put in an order for some signs, so we are currently waiting for the signs. Yes. But to speak about that area with AVEC, 95% of us know that it's a one-way, right?
Yeah, but
wait, right? But we still take the chance, right? And we intentionally does it, right? I could give you an example. One time I was there, and someone came across the road, and I said, "Sir, this is a one-way." Yeah. So, but why would you take the chance still, right? That's what I'm saying. Because if something come across the road, it's a one-way, and something come across the road, right? And you get in an accident, right? You're going to tell the police a lie now that you did not know it's a one-way, right? So we intentionally does things even though we know it's there, but we will look into getting the signs, right?
Yes. So with reference to that, you have a call? Yeah, Senate.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
You're fine, sir. Thanks for calling.
Good. I appreciate that. However, first and foremost, I heard the host this morning mention the police officer as present in the studio,
Yes.
but I did not hear introduction, the name of the police officer. That's okay.
Yes, I
These things are
apologize.
expected.
Constable Bell and Constable Nisbet.
That's right. That's okay.
Yes.
And I can appreciate, and others may hear you all and hear me speaking this way, can appreciate all the good things all you're doing to at least make it more comfortable and safe for people to drive and pedestrian to walk the street. I can appreciate all that you all are doing. However, it is about time. Are you looking to the situation now and making it clear that no one can exit the gas station in Gillard the way they used to, the way we used to? I like the idea because all you're trying to make things more comfortable and safer. But one of the things that I heard you said, a word you use, they are expected. I like the word, one are expected to do in the traffic. Let me make this clear. In Old Road, there are yellow lines from just after Spatnet, beyond the station street where the police station used to be. And every day, vehicular traffic is blocked up because people feel comfortable. It's okay for them to park on both sides. The other night, I was traveling west, and nobody wants to give way. You know why? Because they have vehicles parked on both sides of the road, and everybody thinks they're right, and everybody feel like they know what they're doing. I'm saying this because it's a general thing. I'm making a statement because we all feel like we are right to do what we do, and we should not do what we do most of the time. I like what you said, the word you used, expected. Well, I can tell you this. Somebody needs to advise all those who park vehicles in the Old Road area, in that vicinity, to inform them that what they do is incorrect and wrong. And inform them by way of radio notice and notice in the general public to everyone who park vehicle on the road within the yellow lines that any given time after such time, give them grace period. That vehicular park on the yellow line, they should be told at their expense because we expect them to do that. And I want somebody to use the word I just used earlier, expected, because we expect them to do what is right. That's all you want us to do. Officer, I thank you all for listening and have a good day. Goodbye.
Thanks for your call, caller.
Yes, I like your suggestion. Right? I like your suggestion, right? But we do give tickets for parking on the yellow line, right? We do give tickets for parking in the no parking areas.
Hello, caller. Good morning, your life.
Yeah, good morning to you all. Okay, I understand it's a good suggestion about going into Gillard. You have to come around the roundabout to Taylor's, which is good. That's the best way of avoiding accident because some serious accidents always take place there. But we have a problem now. The slip lane that you are putting in by the Shadwell roundabout coming to Bastille. What happened to the bus stop that's been on that side? Remember, it's two bus stops, one on the south side and one on the north side. Now they put the bus stop two in one on the south side. What happened to the north side when we're coming from Monkey Hill and people want to drop off? It's a problem there. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
caller. But to answer you, if you realize coming out of the roundabout going into Canary, there's also a pull-off lane, and there still was a bus stop before it was destroyed. So my assumption is that the bus stop will be replaced. The bus stop will be replaced there, but they just have to complete the road works before they do any construction there.
Hello, good morning, caller. Okay, we lost that one.
Okay, but back to answer the caller who called first, Cupid. I appreciate the suggestion, and I'm going to use the word that you want me to use back. It is expected by the officers in that district to enforce the law. We don't need to give anybody any grace period to tell them to stop parking on yellow lines. It is general information. Yellow line means no parking.
Hello, good morning, caller, your life.
Hey, good morning. Calling into the program Traffic Talk. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Now, my concern this morning is the speeding on the road. I want to know that if you all can get a traffic warden in every village to say about the speeding. Yesterday afternoon, I was in by a little back across the road there. And how 2 cars pass. Oh, my God. And then how the road be. They know there's a lot of people on the road. And they're still going with this load of speed. One of them almost lose balance and all going off the road. Man, something got to be done with the load of speed. That's why accidents happen every day, because the driver want to take precaution on the road. And the amount of vehicle on the road, and they're still doing this ignorance. Man, something got to be done to these drivers who are doing this stupidness. Or they take with the license for 2 months or something when you caught them in them nonsense here. I would better continue to listen to the program. Every day on the road and I see what's going on.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Thank you, caller, for your call. However, I don't see a way for a police to be in each community to enforce the speeding. Because if you realize, when officers are in certain areas, persons tend to comply with the law. But as they pass the officers, they go back and they break the same law. So we could encourage officers to be on the road more. We could also encourage persons to sign up and join the police force, so we could have extra manpower to get a lot more of these work done. But thank you, caller, for your suggestion.
We got another caller. Hello, good morning, caller, your life.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
I just heard the gentleman said they give the ticket for yellow line. Well, maybe the ticket is only for in Bastia area, because from the time you leave Bastia, whether east or west, yellow lines are in the countryside as well. And we need to always talk on these yellow line. What are you doing about it? Thank you. I'll listen after ear.
Okay. Yellow lines is a no parking, and it is for the police in that area to enforce that, right? Because if we do leave Bastia to come to the countryside to deal with those yellow lines,
Who will be
right?
in Bastia?
Who will be in Bastia to deal with Bastia, right? So it is for the police in the district, right, to enforce the law, right? And currently, we have the stats right here in front of me. The stats for failing to comply with traffic signs for this month alone is 38 tickets, right? And
This
we are
month alone,
this
July.
month alone,
And we just,
and
on
we are only
16th of
at
the
the
month.
16th of the month, right? For the year so far, from January to now, failing to comply with traffic signs is 637 tickets was issued, right? That is all traffic signs, yellow line, in the no parking areas, right? All of those,
Now multiply that.
right?
Multiply that by $100.
Right? So,
No, if persons are not aware, we know everybody cannot be a police, but there has been something put in place where everyone could be a traffic police. It's very simple. You pull out your phone, you're recording from your vehicle. That's why I talk about the AVIC thing, you know? Because I remember one night I stayed there and I count I don't know what they had in AVIC itself. But I ain't kidding you, about 15 vehicles coming out, and I just they're counting by all of them they prosecuted. That's a lot of money again, but there's no sign.
There's no sign.
yes.
So I didn't
There's
even
no
bother,
sign.
you know what I mean, go ahead with it. But I could manfully just place my phone and just go inside, and I know I'm going to catch like a couple people. Well, there's a specific night, I don't know what it is. But mostly people come out and they hang the right. The other day, about 3 vehicles come out in the day on a weekend, right there. I ain't talking about in the night when it's dark. I talking about Saturday afternoon. And the man come out and he look up, he ease, and then he just speed out. And I'm like, as you said, 95% of the people who drive in that area knows it's a one-way. We got a caller. We're going to go back to the phone. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning, sir.
I'm on the program, right?
Yes, you are, sir.
Officer?
Yes,
Yes,
you
sir.
are. Yes, you are.
I'm looking for an update on that road leading from factory into the F3 Williams Highway. No right turn. What's the update there?
I guess the caller
From where?
might have tuned in
Late.
late, but if you're coming from the factory road, you can turn either left or right. If
Wonderful.
If you're
Okay.
traveling from east to west along that highway, you could take a left turn down on the factory road, and when
Good.
you reach by the airport, you can make a right turn.
By the lounge.
The private airport, the U Lounge, you can make a right turn. No.
Okay.
Same thing.
I missed
if-
that one. Sorry, I
sa-
missed that
yeah,
one.
No
I
problem.
got the other. I got the others. Thanks.
Yes, no problem, sir.
And I think you guys need to explain to individuals that the break in the road doesn't mean to overtake. Someone could decide, okay, they're going from west to east, and they're going to take a turn down the factory road. They do not have to, as soon as the break for the right turn starts, a person doesn't have to enter immediately. As long as you enter into the break before you reach the turn, you enter. But some people,
But we try to encourage them to enter as early as possible, so the drivers behind could know ahead of time what they intend to do early, instead of the sudden indication.
so that's what I mean. So like, if the break
Sure.
is like, let's say 60 meters, if the person doesn't enter at the 60-meter mark and decide to enter at the 40-meter mark, that is still early enough time.
Yeah, but no, and that's why we say we encourage persons not to overtake in that area,
Exactly.
because even if they choose to enter that lane within that 10 meters, provision is still there for that person to
Yep.
make that entrance. But because we know we're not driving for just us, and we're driving for us and other people, that's why we encourage them to enter as early as possible with proper indication, so whoever is traveling behind could know what they intend to do. We have another problem since the road has been extended and fixed. Persons are overtaking on the left side.
So much need for speed, Gran Turismo or something.
Now, the left side is if someone intends to pull over, if an emergency vehicle is passing, if they have a call, if something is wrong with their vehicle, or just because. Not for overtaking. You overtake on your right side, not the left side. The other day I was driving along the highway, and somebody overtaked on the left side, and the vehicle ahead was trying to pull off, and that person almost reached in the drain, the drainage thing, and they were arguing with the person ahead.
Oh, you get at it.
That's how people are. Oh, you're not looking in your mirror. And I was like, this person is completely wrong, but strong.
You got a lot of them people. We got our next caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good morning. You're live. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You good? You good?
Hello, go right ahead. Hello. Okay, I think we lost that one. Hello, good morning, caller. You're live.
I really had to call back. You said something interesting, and I like the response of the officer about that same lane to turn right to go down from the F.C. Williams to the factory road.
Yes, sir.
They don't have to turn immediately. I like what he said. I'm very much impressed. They should turn at the time. They should give the person behind time to anticipate what to do because of where they're going. However, the officer, do you know if that takes place in an event where the person who causes an accident, they could be charged, or the court could hold them responsible for causing an accident, even though the other person may have them make a decision to turn left or right. As long as the other person, the court can prove that me or anyone is the reason why an accident has been caused, I can be charged for it in court. Isn't that correct? Is it?
Yes, sir, and that's why we encourage persons to have their dash cams. That's why we encourage persons to have their dash cams, so we can have facts to provide to the court when we're prosecuting.
All right, we got our next caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Could you please turn your radio down just a bit?
Hello?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, hold on here. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Traffic Talk, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I would like you all to do something for me right here in Frigate Bay on the lawn. So you all could create a entrance so people swing off. So why find people swinging off anyway? I know when they have function, they create a junction. I talk to all the leaders for cooperation, and all I get in is they have plans for down there. And this happening from years now. Everybody saying they have plans. You are in the traffic department. Could you all please create a junction, because people swinging off anywhere, and some of them don't even indicate.
Okay, caller, I understand what you're saying because we all see it. But however, the Frigate Bay lawn is accessible to the public, but somewhat privately owned. We more deal with the road. You know, anything off the road, then if that person choose to fence the area, we cannot do anything. If they choose to leave it open and persons can enter from anywhere, we cannot do anything. It's the same thing with the golf course. If persons choose to pull off, whether more up by the bridge or more down by the roundabout, we cannot stop them because nothing restricts them from pulling off there. And we are the government who are not the owners, who will not just get up and try to put a structure there for that property.
If I may quickly, because we're almost out of time, I would encourage anyone, if you're planning to overtake anyone on that stretch of road, keep your hand glued to your horn. As a bike rider, I could tell you that that's one of the most fearful stretch of roads we have, because you could be going down there and anybody decide to turn right one time going over on the Frigate Bay lawn if you're going down to Soho, and it is scary.
However, persons making those turns must indicate it.
Yep.
They must indicate.
Yeah. But if they ain't indicate and I on a bike and I done mash up and break up, that ain't really make much sense to me.
I understand.
I would just encourage anyone, whether you're on a bike, a car, whatever, just make sure your hand glued to your hand. Make sure the person in front knows, as you said earlier, your intention.
Yes. Because some persons, they blow their hand, but they don't wait to be acknowledged. Because sometimes persons in the vehicle, they're playing the music loud, or they either have up the window, your horn not blowing loud enough, so you're blowing and they don't know what your intention is, because their eyes are forward, not looking in the rearview mirror.
Correct.
Because most of the time persons only look in the rearview mirror when they intend to make a stop or a turn.
Okay.
All right, well, we're just about out of time. You guys wanna...
In my wrap up, I just would like to say, the driver or the owner of PB 4822, right? They need to come to the traffic department and ask for Constable Nisbet, right? Your vehicle was involved in an accident last night. I don't want to make matters worse for you. So if you are the driver or the owner, please contact me immediately, right? And do have a safe day, everyone.
For me, I just want to encourage persons to continue driving safe, and parents to encourage their children when they're going to school to avoid playing with the signs and damages them.
I wish we had more time so we could have talked about the school children, but the next time for that. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
All motorists, especially those who love to break traffic laws. I have seen what
Rise Up Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.